everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm Kelly Manzone. For today's class, I have to apologize ahead of time. My neighbors are doing construction and my dog is responding to all the noise outside. I'm just praying that we could get through this class. And also I did the recent update on my cell phone and I cannot find the do not disturb. So fingers crossed that I don't get a phone call that kicks us out of class. For today's class, we are sticking with the theme of priming for kettlebells. So you're going to need one kettlebell, and if you don't own a kettlebell, you could use a dumbbell. We're also going to need one long stick, so that's 6 or 7 foot stick, and one short stick, which is the 4 or 5 footer. And if you don't own stick mobility, you could use a PVC pipe, wooden dowel, whatever you have access to. We also need access to a wall above us or a beam and a towel. So the towel is going to be for a kneeling exercise later in the class, but we are going to do a straddle press. And if you are struggling with the straddle position, I might recommend that you sit on a large folded towel or a pillow. So make sure you have that nearby. I'm just going to make sure that we are good, that we're on and connected, which we are. And we're going to start with our warm-up here, beginning with bow and arrow. So you're going to take your stick to the right side. The camera flips me, so even though this is my left, I say in every class, I want you to kind of follow along. So I'm going to call my left side my right so that we can mirror one another. In your setup for the bow and arrow, you're a little bit wider than hip width. The left palm is going to face forward with the thumb down. Bottom hand is going to find that sticker, which my son inconveniently I should say, peeled off my stick mobility stick. So pressing out with the hips first. So you're gripping the ground with your feet, taking that tailbone under. We're just opening up the fascial lines right through the lateral lines too. Let's go for 2 more on this side with a brief hold. So leading with the hips first. Inhale, exhale, press out with the upper body. That bottom arm, the shoulder is down away from your ear. Reach and then slowly come back to start, keeping it moving. Go into your last bow and arrow here. And then we're going to add a little bit of flossing. And when you're flossing, you're driving down maybe just about 20-30% of tension into the floor with your stick. And you're going to take the arms forward onto the sagittal plane and then outward onto the frontal plane. The chest and the hip line stays still. Pause. Slowly come out of it, and then we're going to work our way over to the other side. Slightly wider than hip width. Right hand now, thumb facing down, palm forward. Bottom hand is around the hip line. Hips lead, then follow through with the upper body. Pushing into the ground with the stick, gently focusing on your breath. Again, try to be barefoot if possible, or at least in a minimalist shoe. Slowly come out. Inhale, exhale, next rep, reach. Holding here. Now you could angle and look upward towards the ceiling, getting a little bit into that front line, coming out of it. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, reach. Now we're going to add on with that flossing. Remember, the chest stays still, so do the hips, just the arms move forward onto the sagittal plane and then out onto that frontal plane. Perfect. So we're just kind of gearing up a little bit for our overhead press that we're going to do later in class. Let's do 1 more. Hold here and then slowly come out of your stretch. We're going to go back over to the other side. This time we're going to go in a bow and arrow on a diagonal, a little bit of like a standing bridge. So you're angling the stick behind that right ankle on a diagonal. Bottom hand again around hip line, top left hand. Now you're going to push into the feet, squeeze the glutes, and you're going to press the hips forward towards the camera. Now, I'm squeezing into the ground with my feet. Again, nice calm neck. Hold here, looking upward towards the ceiling. You want to make sure those glutes are on so you're not putting any pressure into your lower back. And then slowly come out of your bow and arrow. Other side, over to our left. Anchor the stick, top right hand, start to push into the ground with the feet, squeeze the glutes, press those hips forward, Good. Hold here for a breath or two. Make sure that left shoulder is down away from your ear. And then we're going to slowly come out of this stretch. Take your stick now towards your lower back behind you with the palms facing forward. You're going to go slightly wider than your bow and arrow stance. Hip hinge forward. We're going to take this right side over to our left. Hook it to the floor. Look upward towards the ceiling. And then downward towards the floor. Again, upward towards the ceiling. And then downward towards the floor. Come through center. Pause. Then shift left over to the right. Now, as you can see, I'm keeping myself centered. So I don't want you to shift your body weight at the moment. Looking upward. And again, downward. Focusing on your breath, a little neck articulation as you're looking up. And then slowly downward towards the floor. Come through center. Push into your feet, come to a standing position. Now we're going to angle the stick, we're going to center it, angle the bottom of the stick towards you. Take your right hand on top. Take the arms now over to your left, so this inside left arm is bent, that right arm is straight. We're going to hip hinge forward so that our chin is clearing over the top of the bicep. While you're here, I want you to do a few neck articulations. So you're taking a breath through the nose if possible, looking to your left, and then slowly to your right. Good, and then to your left once again. To the right. Come neutral, and then you're going to dip this right shoulder down towards the right foot just to get a little deeper into the stretch. You're still driving down into the floor with the stick, and that left arm is staying bent. You're kind of using that to pull the arm in closer to you, and then slowly come to stand. Switching hands now, so the left hand is on top. Take it over to the right, and hip hinge forward. So the crown of your head is kind of like the tip of a triangle, and then again, you're slowly going to breathe through the nose, inhaling and exhaling if you're practicing some diaphragmatic breathing. Looking to the right, and then back over to the left. Coming neutral, dip your left shoulder now towards your left foot. I love this stretch, it feels so good. Take a moment, come through center, and now we're upright. We're just going to work into our feet for a moment. You could keep your left hand on top. You're in your stick mobility horse stance. So you're softening into the knees. You're taking the tailbone under. Rib cage is staying closed. And we're just going to lift and lower the heel of our left foot. Want you to really work into the toes. So we're warming up the fascia in the bottom of our feet, warming up the foot-ankle complex. Good. Let's switch over to the right. So for our strength portion today, we're going to prime the goblet squat with the Dunphy squat with our stick. Then we're also going to do the straddle, which I had mentioned before, and then a dead bug variation. Okay, now back over to the left. Start to circle outward for a few. Good. And now inward. So you are going to initiate the movement from the foot and ankle, not the knee and hip, and then transition to the right side. So you'll feel the pressure going from the big toe out to the pinky toe as you're circling outward, and now inward. And again, create the movement from the foot and ankle first rather than the knee and hip. One more, and release. Excellent. Take a second, shake that out. We're going to step forward with our right leg, left leg coming back, and I want you to angle that stick inward towards you just a little bit. So with that leverage, you're going to pack this shoulder and engage your left lat. If you need to modify, you could always lower your left knee down to the ground. We're going to reach our right arm forward. right? Thumb upward towards the ceiling, fingers pointing straight forward. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale. You're going to rotate and reach, eyes leading the head, and then coming back through center. We're going to do 2 more. Drive down through that right foot. Inhale, exhale, reach. Come back to start. Excellent. 1 more. Reach. Then as we come through center, you're going to take your left hand up high, and then your inside right hand is going to go low. And just open into your left side. Excellent. Take a moment. Upright. Lower your knee. Quick hamstring stretch. So I'm taking this stick now to my left shoulder, creating a bit of a train track for stability. And then you're going to flex your right foot. Now, other hand could come to the stick or to the floor. If you're having an issue with your alignment and balance, you could always windshield wiper that back foot slightly to create some stability. Come down, and then do a little bit of what I call like a windshield wiper. So you're going to drive down the heel into the floor, and then toes ease out to each side. So you're going outward and inward. So we're kind of flossing the fascia of that right hamstring. Good. Take a moment to realign. Slide that foot in. Come to your half kneeling position. Take hold of the stick up high. Anchor with the ball of that back foot. Come to stand, and we transition to the other side. So our left leg is forward. Right leg is back behind us. Squeeze that back right glute. Anchor the bottom of the stick inward. So we're extending that right arm, packing that shoulder, engaging that lat. Now really reaching that left arm forward. Inhale, exhale, reach behind, and then slowly come through center. Again, drive down into the stick, create a little bit of stability there. Warming up a bit of our T-spine. 1 more, reach. And like we did on the other side, as we come through center, the right arm is going to come up high, left hand low, open the chest line. Pull that stick in close to you, and then take a moment, come out of it, lower your back right knee, and then you're going to take the stick now on top of your right shoulder. Flexing that left foot, opposite hand can come down to the ground if you'd like, or you could take your other hand, your left hand across to the right, and we're doing that little bit of a windshield wiper. So try to use that stick not only for stability, but to keep some length through the spine. So think of a hip hinge, sending the hips back. Good. Inward and outward. Nice. Realign. Bend into that knee. Take a moment. Slide the stick in. You're in your half kneeling. Anchor with the ball of your back foot. Come to stand. So before we return to our long stick, we're going to do just a few exercises with our short stick here. Going into some kayaking, and then we're going to prime for our press pattern. Taking your short stick, going into your horse stance, let's park it on our right hip and ease into the kayaking. You're pushing into the stick with maybe about 30% tension. Your hips are essentially still forward. At the moment, we don't have a lot of movement in our torso. I want you to really try to work and isolate into the shoulder girdle. Excellent. Let's do about 6 more. 1, 2, 3, focus on your breathing. 4, 5, now on 6, park it to the hip and reverse, up and back. Almost like a backstroke. This feels so good. Excellent. Reach up and back. Let's go for 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming center, just a few pendulums. So we're gonna go just to our left side first. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing up into the bottom of the stick with about 30% tension, and my biceps in line with the ear. So we're starting to prep for our overhead press. Inhale, exhale, push up, hold for a moment. Chin is neutral, no tension in the neck. And release. Let's do one more. Drive up into the bottom of the stick. Pause here. Take a moment. Release back to center. Now we're going over to our right. So that bottom left hand is pushing upward into the stick. Pause. Take a breath or two. Right back down. Good. Let's do two more. Up. A little hold. Bicep in line with the ear. Rib cage closed. Let's do one more. Hold here. And gently come back through center. Now we're gonna press up overhead with our stick, creating a little bit of tension. You could also do this in the half kneeling. I'm gonna have us do this in the straddle position after we prime for our straddle. So take a second, stick nearby, have your kettlebell or dumbbell nearby. We're gonna go into our Dunphy squat first, then into our straddle. So I realized that I just got out of order there for a moment. I apologize. So we're gonna push our stick into the ceiling. I'd rather prime our, for the straddle press after we warm up our legs with the Dunphy squat. So you're gonna take the toes, slightly turn them out. Right hand is on top, left hand is on the bottom, and your stick is right around belly button height. I want you, again, to be barefoot or in minimalist shoe so you could really feel the connection to the ground. Eyes are forward. We're going to drive up into the ceiling or the beam above you with about 70% of your strength. And we're going to lower for 4 counts down. So here we go. Down 1, down 2, down 3. Now on 4, hold at the bottom. Those shoulders are down away from the ears. You have that beautiful length through your spine, and the elbows are in. Again, neck relax. Inhale, exhale. Slowly come up. Good. Let's do 3 more here. Push into the ceiling, about 70% of your strength. So you're pulling yourself to the earth, into the bottom of that squat. Pause here. Breathe. Hold for a moment, and now slowly come to stand. Good. Heart rate should be getting up too. Let's do 2 more. Eyes forward, drive up. Watch the alignment with your pelvis. Slowly come down, breathe, hold. Really feel that connection into the squat, into your posterior line. Slowly come up. Excellent. Last one. Push up into the ceiling. Start to pull yourself down into the squat. Breathe. More tension. Drive up. Should be shaking now. Come up 4 counts. Up 1, up 2, up 3, and on 4, gently release. Take a moment, long stick to your side, and you're gonna grab either your kettlebell or your dumbbell. So now we'll load our goblet squat, then go into our straddle. So we're taking, I had gone over how to clean a kettlebell from the ground in the first 2 weeks of this month. So if you ever want to reference back to those classes, you can. You could use your dumbbell, and you could hold the dumbbell on either side or goblet it, cup the top of one side of the dumbbell. In the goblet squat with your kettlebell, there's 2 ways that you can hold your bell. So you can angle the thumb back, take it into the back swing, hold your kettlebell upside down like so, cupping it similar to what we just did in our Dunphy squat, Another option is you could two-hand clean your kettlebell and hold on to the horns. So I'm going to choose this variation, two-hand clean, and as you can see, I'm holding the horns, elbows are in. So we got that back activation too in our Dunphy squat. Toes slightly turned out, eyes forward, same thing. So even though we don't have our stick driving up into the ceiling, I want you to think of pulling yourself into the bottom of your squat. No tension in the neck, being mindful of your alignment. Inhale, exhale, slowly come to stand. So we're going 4 counts down. Down 1, 2, 3, hold on 4, 4 counts up. Up 1, up 2, 3, 4. You should also feel your core engagement and activation, that stability coming from the trunk or the body. Good. Up 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for one more. Down 1, 2, 3. Hold on 4. Up 4 counts. Up 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Place your weight down to the ground safely. Grab a sip of water if you need it. Again, I'm just going to make sure we're connected here, and we are. Fantastic. Okay. It is so hot in here. It is time for AC. Okay. Straddle. We're going to take our long stick. The straddle press, honestly, is one of my favorite kettlebell press positions. Now, if you struggle with keeping the chest upright and you're rounding and you're kind of scooping your tailbone under, this is where you could sit on a towel or pillow to add a little bit of lift, and that should help. Now, in our press variation with a dumbbell or kettlebell, if you are uncomfortable pressing up overhead, you could use a light dumbbell or simply press with just body weight and not load the pattern at all. And we'll go into that a little bit more deeply in detail in a second. So you're sitting tall, the stick is along the mid-arch. I want you to cross one hand over the other. Sit nice and tall, right? Shoulders down away from the ears. You have nice length through the spine, the chest is open. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, exhale, start to soften the elbows and draw the chest forward, tailbone back. Take another breath, and now point your toes. So this is going to kind of increase that stretch just a little bit. And now take a moment, reflex, sit upright, drop the stick, take hold of the back of both knees, slide those heels in, do a little assisted 90-90, just kind of getting those hips prepared. Okay, one more straddle primer. Same position, cross the hands, sit nice and tall, reset the pillow or towel if you're using it. Now you may find, now I'm very mobile, so I could go all the way out. I'm keeping it a little bit angled inward, and it's very important that I don't want you to work into pain or force yourself to go wider. It's not necessarily how wide you're going. So work with what your body allows. Bend those elbows, drop the shoulders, hinge forward. Focus on your breathing. Remember to maintain some length. Take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. Now point the toes. So you're going to really feel that connection, lighting up inner thigh, back of the leg, hold here, all that posterior line, interior line too, hold. And then take a moment, upright, release the stick, slide it forward, soften, and then palms to the ground, little assisted 90-90. Now, upper body priming. We're going to come into that half kneeling with our short stick. So you should have your short stick nearby. I'm going to take my right leg forward, left leg back. Take a moment. So with your pelvic alignment, we don't want an anterior tilt here. So you're going to lift, lengthen, and maintain nice posture throughout. So overhand hold on your stick, and then I want you to crush the stick. So push into the stick, activate your posterior line, and start to press up overhead. When you're here, now pull apart and pull. Almost like you're doing a lat pull down. Good. Once it gets into that starting position, once again, crush the stick, push. And then inhale, exhale, start to press up overhead, hold, and now pull apart. Pull. Nice and slow. Good. One more here. Push into the stick. Press. Breathe. Stay with it. Pull apart. Lower with control. Excellent. Good. Let's do 3 with the other leg in front. So 3 more. Shake it out. Left leg is forward now. Watch the alignment with your pelvis. Overhand hold. Crush the stick. Press up overhead. Don't forget to breathe. Pull apart. Feel that activation as you're lowering. Stay connected. And again, push into the stick. Press. Should feel everything getting warmed up. Good. Pull apart. Lower with control. Last one. Push. So lift out of your hip line, out of your lower back. Chin neutral. Pull. Neck is relaxed. And release. Excellent. Okay, going into our straddle press. So have your kettlebell or dumbbell nearby. And what I am going to do is press with my right arm first. So for your setup, take your kettlebell in front here. Have your stick ready. So you could do this in 2 ways, right? So if you're using your kettlebell, you could 2-hand clean into the rack position. And remember, just a quick review, your proper rack. So the bell, you're gonna hold right on the inside lip of the bell. Cup it with the right hand. Bring it into your proper rack position. Nice, solid, neutral wrist. And if you're holding your dumbbell, you're just gonna bring that dumbbell into that rack position. Take hold of your stick with your left hand. Now, we're gonna kind of take that hand, not exactly in front of the left shoulder, but towards the center without over rotating. So my shoulders are gonna stay squared forward. So if you need to sit on the towel, you're gonna sit on that towel. You're gonna flex your feet, sit nice and tall. Pull and leverage with that left arm to create cross-body tension. Eyes forward, don't forget to breathe. Inhale, exhale, press. So watch the alignment with your spine, the biceps in line with the ear, and then slowly lower back into that rack position. Inhale, exhale, press. Good. Slowly pull back down into the rack. Inhale, exhale, press. So again, you could do this without any weight at all and just make a fist and press up overhead. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, press. Good. Slowly lower. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, press. Then, on that last one, come into the rack. Release the hold on the stick. Assist the other hand. Slowly take the bell to the floor. Love this variation. I hope you enjoy that. Now we're going to do it on the other side. So our right hand is not in center, in alignment with the shoulder. Again, it's going to kind of come towards that center. And we're going to square our shoulders forward, even though that arm is coming across a bit. Sitting tall, remember you have your option of the kettlebell, the dumbbell, or completely unloaded, making a fist and feeling that cross-body tension. So taking the bell, lip of the bell, right in the crease of where the thumb and pointer finger are. The right hand could come assist. You're taking that bell into the proper rack position, and then you're going to flex your feet, sitting nice and tall, and that arm is pulling, creating that tension. Inhale, exhale, press up overhead, stabilize, and then slowly come back to that rack position. Again, inhale, exhale, press. Now you may feel the difference between your right and left side. So I did my kettlebell sport training yesterday, inhale, exhale, press. I did over 200 jerks. So I feel it today, and then slowly lower. I want you to feel again on that activation. Pack that shoulder, engage that lat, inhale, exhale, press, stabilize, slowly lower. We have one more here. Sit nice and tall, inhale, exhale, press, hold, and then slowly lower. Release the stick, and other hand comes across to assist. Place the kettlebell safely down. Nicely done. I hope you enjoyed that variation. Come out of your straddle. Now we're going to do just a little shin box to release our hips after doing that straddle. So I'll face you head on here. Right leg forward, left leg wrapped. You could use your short stick that you have nearby just for a little bit of assistance coming out of the shin box. So squeezing the glute, come up, inhale, exhale, press down into the stick if you need it. And then when you lower, lower with control. As Dennis used to say, don't kill the butterfly. So this is going to be a nice complement to our straddle. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Excellent. Slowly lower. Let's do 3 more here. Inhale, exhale, drive up, squeeze that glute. And lower. 2 more. Up, work into that hip. And release. Last one here. Up, squeeze, and lower. Well done. Left leg is forward now. Right leg is wrapped. You can have both hands on the stick or one. Angle the bottom of the stick inward towards you. And then inhale, exhale. Come up, squeeze. Slowly lower. Just 4 more. Focus on your breathing and your alignment. Gently lower. Good. Last 3. Up. Control the down. We got 2 more. Drive up, squeeze, and release. Good. Last one here. Up, and slowly lower. Keep your short stick. I'm just going to do a quick core exercise. So I'm going to take this one here. Going into dead bug, but first we're going to just activate our core. So we're going to lay back and take a moment, let your spine kind of settle into the floor. You're going to soften into the knees, so the knees are going to be right above our hip line, and you're going to flex your feet. So the heels are in line with the knees, knees above the hip line. About a few inches above the knees, you're going to press that stick into the thighs. If you'd like, if you need a modification, your head could rest on the towel or pillow. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you're going to lift your head off the ground. Now I'm relaxing my shoulders. I'm going to push into the stick and then push the thighs into the stick. But before you do that, you're going to tip, little tuck of that tailbone. And now we're in our starting position. I've got my timer. You're going to hold. Breathe. Isometric hold here. Simple, yet very effective. 3 more seconds. Breathe and push. And release. Take a moment. Lower 1 foot at a time. And do a little bit of a windshield wiper here. Excellent. Oh, it's got a nice release through my back. Okay. Now we're going to add the dead bug variation where we're going to extend that leg. We're going to do 3 with the right leg lowering, 3 with the left. So we're not alternating. Take your position, inhale, exhale, lower right leg down, draw it in, that's 1. Stay connected, right leg lowers 2, draw it in. 3, should be on fire, switch, left leg, lower, sweep it in. 2 more on this side. If you have to modify, remember your modification, head could stay down. 1 more, push, 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 and release. Boy, those get me every time. Now, I'm going to roll onto my side. We're going to do a variation with our kettlebell. Now, I always plan the class and realize that I don't have enough time to fit everything in. We're just going to do 3 reps on each side, and then we're going to wind down. So our stretching portion at the end is going to be cut just a little bit short, but this won't take us long to cover. So I'm going to safely roll onto my side. So this is similar to the position that you would use to get into the start of your Turkish getup. So I'm on my right side. I've got my right hand inside lip of the bell. And then I'm going to roll over and take it into my press position, arm lengthened above the chest. Now legs right here are in our dead bug position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the right arm and then come up and go into the dead bug. So as the right, on the right side, as the kettlebell is lowering, the left leg is going to lower. Inhale, exhale, both the leg and the bell are going to go to that start position. So we're going to do 3 on the right side, 3 on the left. Take your starting position. Inhale, exhale, come to start. Inhale as you lower, exhale, press. That cross-body tension once again. This is our last one. Perfect. Then roll onto your side. Take your bell, slide it up and over to the other side. So I'm going to roll here, come into my position, flex the feet, get set up. Other arm is going to be pressed above head. And now inhale, exhale. Inhale, lengthen, take it to the start. 1 more, breathe. I love that variation. So something to dabble and play with, but I love loading and playing with various dead bug patterns with kettlebells. Straight leg, same side, offset, double bell, single bell. But since I know that the theme is changing for the month, for the last class, I just had to get that variation in. So I apologize if that was a little rushed, but you could watch this back and work on it if it's unfamiliar to you. So going into our stretching portion here, we're going to go into a kneeling monkey hang. So if you need your towel, have that nearby or pillow. As you come to stand, the left arm is extended up high. You're going to take your right leg over, lower the knee down to the floor. Now that stick is going to be right in line with your hip, and you're going to take hold of the stick coming across with that right arm. Inhale, exhale, hold and draw it across. I want you just to hold here for breath. I want to make sure that we're still connected. Yep, good. And now you're going to slowly come out of that stretch. One more time. Take your right hand across. Remember, that stick is right in line with the hip. Push down into the floor. Allow that left hip to fall out to the side. Breathe. Love this. This has got to be one of my favorites. I think I say that about everything with stick mobility though. And release. Excellent. Come to stand, so square off first. Let's go over to the other side. Right arm is holding up high. Left leg crossing over to the right. Lower your right knee slowly down to the floor. Again, it's in line with the hip. Left arm comes across. Push down into the stick and wrap, reach. Breathe. Hold here for a breath or two. And then you're going to slowly come out of the stretch. Let's do one more. Take it across. Push down into the stick. Have that leverage. Let the hip drop out to your right. Stay here. Excellent. And then slowly come out of your stretch. So I had a request to do the Guitar Hero hip drill in today's class. So without further ado, we're going to take the right leg out to the side, and the left shin, you're going to windshield wiper that shin inward, as you could see. Now my right palm is going to face up. So when I see people doing Guitar Hero sometimes, the trunk of the body starts to dip down, and I want you to stay as upright as possible as you can with your torso, with your chest. Take your left hand, come across, and now push, create a bow. As you are doing this, keep holding. I'm just going to talk for a moment. I really want you to squeeze that left glute, and without crunching into your lower back, think of sending that left hip forward. Good. Breathe. And you'll be able to kind of go deeper into the stretch. Take a moment, back off. Release, kind of wiggle, shake it out. Upright the body again. Grip the ground with the ball of that back foot. And inhale, exhale, press. So I'm pulling with my top right arm, and I'm driving down tension with that bottom left arm. Squeezing the left glute, sending that hip forward. Hold 4 counts. Hold 1, 2, 3. On 4, back off. Release. Wiggle, wiggle. And let's go to the other side. Man, that feels good, especially after doing that straddle. So your hips should be happy today, I'm hoping. So windshield wiper that right foot, upright the body. Left palm facing up, bottom right hand, push, draw across. So you may find that one side is easier than the other. For some reason today, this side is easier for me. It's really comfortable. I'm not getting that much of a stretch. On the other side, it was quite intense. Hold here 4 counts. Hold 1, 2, 3. On 4, take a moment, back off, shake it out, and let's do one more before we go into our final stretch. So we have, again, left palm up, squeeze, squeeze that glute. Inhale, exhale, push, draw down. Remember, no tension in the neck, shoulders down, hold, hold, hold. 4 counts, hold 1, 2, 3. On 4, begin to back off and release. Good. Square off, knee down lunge, come to stand. Woo, those legs are feeling alive. Gonna finish with bow and arrow, just like we started. This time we're just gonna hold a little bit longer. Want you to feel the difference. So we're going a little wider than hip width, right palm facing down, left hand at your hip line, lead with the hips first, press out with the upper body second. Woo, definitely feeling more free. This is fantastic. Hold here for 4 count. Hold 1, 2, 3, on 4, ease out of your bow and arrow. Up and over to the other side. Left palm, right hand at the hip line, press those hips out, and then follow through with the upper body. Really reach. Once you're in your position here, remember inside shoulder, relax, hold 4 counts, hold 1, 2, 3, and on 4, slowly come out of it. I love pairing the Guitar Hero with the bow and arrow. It's a great combination. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Kelly Manzone at KelsBells88 on Instagram. And this class is going to be uploaded to the IG page and the YouTube channel. This is class 306. So there's over 300 classes that are up that you could review. And I'm always open to feedback. So feel free to reach out to me directly or through Stick Mobility. Be sure to check out the Movement Made Better podcast, and I will see you not next month, but the month after. So take care and have a good one.